Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is Binky here today with Born to Stand Out. And this one, because I'm moving them into these, because they are in smaller, Lucky Scent has recently changed these, but they used to put them in these with no sprayer. I started moving them into these. I'd rather not, but it just works better because it goes into the air so I can smell it a little bit more than if I just dab it on. So I'm not a huge fan of that. Yeah, because we want the whole experience. Because when you spray in a perfume, so the molecules are around you, and I just feel like they bounce around a little bit differently than if you just dab it on. Okay, so this one is Naked Laundry, which, I mean, I guess not. I mean, I would think laundry would just be naked in general until you're wearing it. But hey, I mean, it's just one way to look at it. So there you go. So this one will cost you $210 for 50 milliliters at this time. And yes, this one starts clean, finishes dirty, starts innocent, ends up sinful. I don't know, sleeping, whatever. I know. This brand, like, I will say it over and over, I think it just tries too hard to be a little bit edgy, and it's just kind of like a little bit cringy sometimes, but whatever. But from freshly washed linens to the steamy, heated bodies entwined in them, pure at first, then descending into the unmistakable warmth of sweaty skin. And I guess part of it is that it's just saying that any like sexual encounter is dirty. And it's just, to me, it's kind of, it's my psych background. I'm like, that's such a negative way to view it, you know? It just is. I don't know. That's just me. So Naked Laundry opens with the crisp, airy scent of mandarin and aldehydes, freshly laundered sheets, clean and innocent, but beneath the surface, things are about to heat up. The notes are mandarin, essential oil, aldehyde, abranol, I don't know this one. Scatole? I know, I'm like, scatole. It's becoming Italian. Mimosa, absolute, white caramel, honey, zaffrol, tonka bean, absolute tonka tone, sensual milk and amber milks. Sensual milk and ambery woods. Amber milk. There you go. That's new. There's a lot going on here that I don't know a lot about. I know a lot of notes, but I don't know all of them. And some of these I'm like, wow, what is that? Very interesting though. And for those of you who know fragrances really well, you're like, it's this. I'm still kind of learning as I go along. I know the major ones for the most part, but those are interesting. So let's give it a whirl. Okay, that's interesting. I don't quite know. I think those are some of the notes I'm not used to, but let's see. Okay. I'm going to do it up here for once. Let's do it up here. On the sleeve. And then one here. Ugh. Okay. Now it's mostly gone. Oof. So immediately... wow. Okay, so there are a lot of notes that I am not aware of, but what I do know is coming up is there is like a caramel with tonka. I know those very well. I love those gourmands. I love vanilla scents. But there's something in it that's almost like an aldehyde. I get it, or like an ozone kind of scent to it. But it's not quite as successful. And everybody, if you know my channel well, knows I'm obsessed with Hazy Blue from Aloria. I think it perfects the ozone effect of a fragrance, and I feel like this is trying to go in that genre a little bit. So what I'm getting is tonka with a deeper caramel. And if you bake or make candy, I do candy making and bake, there's caramel which is light and drizzly or light, and then there's the heavier caramels that have more of a deeper taste to them, like it almost has more brown sugar or something in it. It's more meaty of a caramel. That's what this is. It's a meatier caramel with tonka. And that's great. But there's also this ozone aspect to it that's trying to come about, kind of like a Hazy Blue, but a gourmand one a little bit. But it doesn't quite work with this fragrance for me. Because I don't know why I'd want an ozone tonka caramel scent. With Hazy Blue it worked because it was representing the blue sky going into dusk at night, which told the workers, hey, time to go home. It was in the Forgotten Words, and I think it was ine in Korean. So it made sense. It's the end of the day, you're looking at the blue ozone. With this, I don't know why you would want an ozone caramel tonka. Now, I'm not really getting the mandarin at all. I would like to get the mandarin, but I'm not getting that so much. It's an ozone gourmand for me. Yeah, but let's try it on the wrist. Oof. I see what they're going for. Yeah, it's like an ozone effect, but it doesn't smell like fresh laundry. Mm-mm. It smells like an ozone soap on my skin. Very weird. Let's try it on the shirt. Ooh. It smells like an ozone Pepsi Cola on my shirt. So it smells like Pepsi Cola, or more Pepsi. I don't drink soda. So I drink bubbly water, but I don't drink soda, but I used to. And it smells like Pepsi Cola, a generic brand of Pepsi Cola, generic, and with bubbles in it and ozone. That's what it smells like. Interesting. Here it's a little bit more successful. So I get the mandarin on here with the ozone and a light caramel tonga. Very light, very, very light. The star is the mandarin and the ozone-esque kind of scent. Yeah, so that works really well on there. I'm not loving it on the other. Oh, especially on the clothing. It does. It smells like Pepsi, a generic Pepsi with ozone. Ooh, this one's weird. It is. I don't want to say weird. That's not fair. It's different, because something that I don't understand, that's just naughty on my part, doesn't make it weird. It's just not working for me. I don't understand this. Not everybody loves everyone else's art. I've been to MoMA. I've been to the Chicago Institute of Art, where they have the more artistic area that's more modern. I don't get it. 90% of it I don't get, and that's okay. That is okay. I don't need to. And I'm not getting this piece of art right now. The creator, this is their baby. This is their art form. I don't want to smell like ozone Pepsi. So this one's strange. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit with this one for an hour, because I really don't know what to make of it. It just seems a little confused to me. Or maybe I'm just confused. So we will check back in an hour and see where this one goes, because it is very curious. Okay, so I have been wearing this for an hour, and this one's really confusing. I see what they're going for. I get like soap. I'm starting to get like, it's so strange. I don't know how to explain this one. It's like a soap. So there's a soapiness to it, but then there's like underneath this dark caramel kind of smell for me, but then there's like a powderiness to it. So it's this like ozone powdery scent with a little bit of caramel and like an underlying dirty diaper. Oh, I know. So, I know, I'm trying to tread carefully, but it smells like a... So I used to work with children when I was a teenager. I was a babysitter, and also I worked in a daycare. I worked with children quite a bit of all ages, but when I first started, I worked with the wobblers, as they called them, which is between the ages of 14 months to 2 years. And it was a fun job. Nobody wanted to work with those kids. I did, because they're a blast, but everybody else was like, no. So I was like, I'll do it, because I was nutty like that. But what I learned from that is the smell of powdery diapers with Duke. And this is a Duke note. And I looked it up. Scatole, or like Scatole, as I like to call it, is like scat. And I won't get too much into that, but it has to deal with digestive things such as fecal matter. So that's in here. I didn't really think that they were putting that kind of note in here, but they did. I mean, a zoologist has done it. I don't know if they put fecal. It's more like, But this has the slight smell of poopy diaper, where you have they put on the powder fresh diapers, but then it's poopy. So I'm getting that, but with ozone and a little bit of caramel detergent. Yes, but let's try it here on the wrist. Yeah, that's just not great. It smells like chemicals. It smells like chemicals and aldehydes with a little bit of Duke. But my body loves those notes. But let's try it on here. Okay. So here it's different. Here it's ozone with like amber and a little bit of tonka. So on the clothing, it has evolved. So for me, it's just a little bit of powdery poopy diaper. But on here, it actually is like ozone and ambery goodness. Oh, that's really quite lovely. So it's really lovely. Yeah, it's like an ozone amber with a little bit of caramel underneath. It's actually really lovely on the sleeve, but here it's closer to here. But it's like an ozone. It's like, I hate saying this, it's like cheap soap. Cheap soap with ozone. Yeah. And a little bit of amber. Well, here it's more amber, ozone, less soap. So yeah, this one's strange. This one, I don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check back in 4 hours. Because Born to Stand Out always makes me giggle because it always throws me for a loop. And this is why I live for brands like this, because I don't know what I'm going to get and I live for it. Even if I don't like it, I live for it. So I'm going to check back in 4 hours. Okay, it has been 5 hours and we made it. Still smelling this one. Yeah, not one that I would reach for out of the collection. So let's talk about it. I can definitely still smell it. This one was never a powerhouse, but I do appreciate Born to Stand Out because they do tend to last quite a long time. So if you're looking for something that's long lasting, this is a really good line. The thing is finding the scent that's correct for you because it's a big line and there's a lot of options throughout it. So let's talk about this one. So definitely can still smell it. And I think when I just move around and I exist, and that's why I put it on clothing and on my skin, is because when I'm moving, you pick up things when you're walking around. You're going to catch the scent. And what I'm getting really, the main thing that I'm getting is diaper. Yep, still there. There's not a lot of it. Oh, there's a cherry blossom. Yay. Springtime. My ADHD. So, I smell a little bit of dookie, just a little bit, you know, I mean, what am I going to call it? I guess I could say fecal matter, animal note. There's a little bit of that on my chemistry, but my chemistry loves animal notes, loves musks, loves those trickier scents, like, yeah, the dookie note. So it is coming through on my chemistry, so if that comes through on you, beware. This one's not going to probably work well with your chemistry. But then what I get from other parts of it is an atmospheric diaper. Yeah, right here. Ooh, with a little bit of Duke. So yeah, it's like, they're saying it's fresh laundry, but instead I'm getting this atmosphere scent, like a soapy atmospheric scent with a little bit of Duke. Yeah, not my favorite. Here it just smells like, it's not, oh gosh, this is so bad. But it smells like, you know, if you walk in the woods or you hike and you come across old, like elk poo, which is round, along, I think deer is too, they both are. So it's round pellets and they're dried out, right? That's what it smells like. It smells like dried out fecal matter. It's old, been sitting in the sun and you step on it. No, you don't have to worry. It just cracks under your feet. It smells like stale poo. Well, this smells like fresher. Yeah, not ideal. Let's smell it here. Here it's almost a floral scent. It's almost like, and there is no florals in this from my understanding, but it's almost like a floral amber atmospheric scent with a little bit of Duke in it. Yeah, a little bit of Dookie note. This is strange. I see what they're going for. If you look at the description, they wanted fresh laundry after some fun times between the sheets. Fantastic. You know, that's great. Applaud. But the thing is, I personally don't want to smell like atmospheric Duke. It's kind of like a hazy blue atmosphere, but with a Dookie smell. It's so strange. At least it doesn't smell like Pepsi anymore. No. Ugh, it's like it's the amber creating that with the atmospheric scent, and then Duke, and a powdery Duke though, like a baby diaper, atmospheric, amber-esque, powdery smell with Dookie. Yeah, that's what I'm getting from this. There's really no way to politely say it. Not my favorite of the group. As far as when you could wear this, I mean, you could wear this year round. You could wear this year round. But I think, you know, with the atmospheric scent, it would do really well in spring and summer because it's very light, or early fall. It's very light. If I was going to put it masculine, feminine, I mean, I think we wear what we want when we want. We don't care what people think. We wear what makes us happy. But I do think if we were going to put this in a category, it would be powdery sweetness, and I think that would be seen a little bit more feminine for some reason. So I think it's not ultra feminine, but I would say it leans a little bit more feminine if you were going to put it into a classification. But yeah, there you go. So if I were going to rate this one, this one's tough for me. Honestly, I'm just going to be honest because I try to be as honest as possible for my preferences and my existence. I would give this a 2 out of 10. I don't understand it. Like the dark caramel scent that went into a powdery diaper with a little bit of Duke and atmosphere, ozone, with a little bit of stale Pepsi, but generic Pepsi. It's just not well balanced. It's just not well balanced. It just doesn't really make sense. It doesn't really gel together right. At least not on my chemistry. I don't understand this piece, and that's okay. It's just not a profile that I would ever go, you know, I think this is what I want today. I think this is what I'm leaning towards. I would never think that. So a 2 out of 10 is, for me, is generous, because this is just a piece I do not understand. I don't understand, and it's okay that I don't, and I don't know if I really want to. So there you go. But if you love it, fantastic, and it probably smells wonderful on you. With me, right now, even moving around, I'm getting a poopy diaper. I know. It's just not good. Not on me. So this one was a miss, but that's okay. That's okay. So, with that, have a fabulous day, my friends, unless you're here for the K-drama pick that I have seen, because this is a Korean brand, so we are celebrating K-dramas. Okay, so this one is tough, because I do like it, but I do feel it's a little bit dated. And you'll see over time when you watch the older dramas that they could be a little bit dated. And that's okay. You could do the same thing with like, you know, with American programs or UK programs or whatever. You'll see that they're dated because time moves on. And so this one is a little bit, but I think, let's just start with it. It's just, huge fan of Ji-sung. Love his acting, love him. And this is the final one on the list for Ji-sung. I already have 2 on here. And this one is not a strong, huge recommendation. It is good, but I feel like the other two are a little bit better. But I think part of it is the charm of him and his acting ability. And no, it's not entertainer. If you know, you know. So there you go. But this one is defendant. And I find that he really loves those law dramas, those legal dramas. And I'm not a huge fan of those at all. I'm just not into legal dramas. But I do enjoy this one. And part of it is it was really big and still is big in Korea, those cat and mouse games where the bad guy always has the upper hand. Always has the upper hand, right? And then you get frustrated and you want to throw stuff at your TV, your phone, your tablet. You just want to throw it out the window. And then there's finally sweet release. So that's one of those. So if you don't like that, you're not going to love this. I don't normally, that's not my cup of tea, but I do enjoy this one because I love Ji-sung. And as always, he has some amazing acting in this. The guy's just a powerhouse. He just knows how to deliver with subtlety and a little bit over the top sometimes, but just that beautiful like subtlety over the top and in between. He's just so good. He just has so much control over his expressions and physicality, and he's just an amazing, to me, actor, and I love watching him. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I will watch everything he does, even if it's like, because it's Ji-sung. So there you go. Love it. So this basically is about a defender, basically, and he, is going, a prosecutor, I think, that is going after, he goes after various people. That's his job. He wants to put the bad guys away. And he basically goes after somebody who comes from a really rich family who basically murders his twin brother and takes over his twin brother's identity, because he, the one who kills his twin brother, is kind of a mess up and his brother's the golden child, so he kills him to take his identity. Well, Ji-sung's character knows this. He knows it's the fake one. He knows that this guy murdered his own brother, murdered this other woman because she, messed with him. And so, and he's just not a nice guy. This guy's piling up the murders on, just for funsies because he can. And he's not going to get caught. And he's getting cocky. So basically the prosecutor's like, nah, this has got to stop. And he has all these clues to basically call him out and say, this is not really the one brother. This is the twin who murdered him. He didn't commit suicide. This is what really happened. And so the evil, horrible man, twin, basically sets up this whole thing to set up Ji-sung's character, the prosecutor, and basically murders his wife, and the child disappears. Their child disappears. And basically, the character, the prosecutor, keeps losing his memory. He goes to jail for murdering his wife and child, and he keeps losing his memory. And he has to keep piecing these things together before he loses his memory again over and over and over. And so throughout the whole time he's in jail and having hard time in jail because basically the evil twin is in cahoots with the police chief, and so of the jail. So he's making the prosecutor's life very difficult because he's like, basically, you messed with my life, try to get me busted for killing my twin, I'm going to destroy your life. So he has basically the prosecutor's wife killed, and the daughter is missing. So this whole elaborate plan was created, and you don't understand why the lead has lost his memory, what really has happened. There's evidence, strong evidence showing he really did kill them. But in the back of your head, there's no way that he killed them, And so when his memory is working, he's piecing it slowly together. And it's a little bit frustrating at times, though, because I can't say too much, but it's frustrating just because he spends a lot of time in the jail, and you're frustrated, and you're like, he didn't do it. And then it's like, wait a minute, did he? And then you're constantly questioning it. But you're like, no way. And it's just frustrating because you just want some release, because I really don't like the evil twin. I don't know if it's the actor. I don't know if it's the character. I don't know if it's a little bit of both, but I really, and I am not a violent person. I want to punch this guy square in the face. I do. I'm just so done with him. I'm just like, by the time I'm just like, I want you to go away. I really wanted it to come to the point where this guy got his. I'm sorry, I was just done with it. So I would say it does run a couple episodes too long. They're starting to cut out a lot of episodes. They used to be like 16, 18, or 20, sometimes 24, and sometimes it would go on too long. This suffers from that fate a little bit, but it is worth the payoff just to see where it goes. Now, is it the best put together K-drama? No. I mean, you do have to suspend, you know, your sense of realism a bit to get into it. Some of it's a little bit very much far-fetched. I was like, come on. And you just have to let that go a little bit to get into it, but the payoff is good. So if you're into those dramas where the cat and mouse game and people just coming at each other and outsmarting each other, if you like to be a little bit frustrated, but in the end everything's like, yeah, then this is for you. And if you like some, you know, like prison dramas and a little bit of law thrown in there, this is for you. If not, then you can pass on this one. So there you go. That is my review. Not review, but my K-drama pick, Defendant. Completely different from a lot of the other stuff I watch. So yeah, a little bit different for you. And with that, have a fabulous day, my friends. Bye.